Well, today we are in for a real treat. We are looking at the Hidom internal filter. This is one of the most popular filters on Amazon, and I thought I'd have a little look at it because if people are buying it and giving it good reviews, it must be an amazing filter. So this filter has some quite impressive features. The first one being robustness. That is very important in any product. The next one, and one of the features that I actually look for in anything I buy, it's one of the prerequisites for any product that I actually purchase, is trustiness. Trustiness is very important. Without trustiness, we have nothing. It's quiet and safe, and that's good. It's energy saving. Now, it doesn't actually say how much energy it saves you, nor does it say in comparison to what is it saving energy. However, it does save energy, and it is highly efficient. Brilliant. This particular filter has a black sponge, which is great because it means that I don't have to buy a sponge separately, and I can actually just use it as a filter straight out of the box. And it also has some other things on the box, such as some squiggly lines for the filter. It will add oxygen and also to pump water. Now, I assume that means that the water will go through the pump. This model is the AP600L, but I don't think that it will do 600 litres of filtration, and it's made by the Shenzhen Hidom Electrical Company. And there we can see the statistics of this particular filter. You can see the 600L is rather misleading in the fact that it only does 60 litres. So it'd be nice to have seen it say 60L rather than 600 litres, because a lot of the manufacturer models of filters tend to indicate the volume that they can actually filter, and putting a 600L on there does indicate that this might filter 600 litres, which isn't the case. And you can see here that the power is 4 watts and the other models in the range. This one is obviously a small filter and it can do up to 60 litres. Let's crack it open and have a look what's inside. Now, the reason I bought this is because these kind of filters become more and more popular due to the fact of how cheap they are. If I remember correctly, this was about £8 from Amazon, and you can see why it's so cheap. So there's the filter and accessories, and we'll have a little look at this manual. You can see here that actually this side hasn't got any English. This side does have English, which is great. So the user manual. Dear end user, welcome to use our company's products. Please read the statement carefully, then use it correctly and safely. Thank you. That's very polite. Power of the product is shown on the label of device, and please check it before use. So the English isn't too bad, to be fair. It's better English than I would better write in Chinese. Now, I know there are many languages spoken throughout China, and when I say Chinese, I am generalizing, but I don't know what type of language that is, other than the fact that it looks Chinese. Some safety warnings, some maintenance tips, your warranty, which I imagine will be done through Amazon. And then we've got some basic malfunction analysis, which is all good stuff. It's good to see this in the box. Let's have a look at the actual filter itself. Now, in the UK, the one I bought at least has come with a 3-pin plug, which is good. We have some small accessories in here. This is the spray bar. We'll just open it up. They're all quite, oh, that went miles. These parts are quite general. You get them in most little filters, but it's nice to have the option to change it from the flow out of the front here, because that can be quite a powerful jet sometimes. And to be able to use a spray bar, you've got a little extending bar there, a corner, a little piece here. I'll just get it out for you, and this allows you to add a venturi to this, so it will allow you to actually put it on the front there and suck some air through and create little bubbles within your water stream. It doesn't pack it, you get some airline, and that allows you to attach it to that piece I was showing you earlier and get the whole venturi effect. Wonderful. Quick tidy. And then we'll move on to the actual filter itself. So here we have the Hidom AP600, which is actually 60 litres submersible pump. You can see the voltage and everything else on there. And in terms of quality of plastic, it is cheap and horrible. We have a little flow adjuster, which again, you can hear the quality of this item. And then we'll just pull her apart and things fall out. So in the bottom section we have some sponge, which they very kindly gave us for our £8, but you don't access it from the top, you access it from the bottom. And there we go. So a very, very basic piece of sponge, but this filter really is only designed to put into very, very small fish tanks. This is not a 60-litre filter pump. That's a lie. If you try and run a 60-litre aquarium with this sponge, you're going to have a very, very bad time. I would probably say that this is rated up to a maximum of 30 litres and very, very low kind of stocking level, because this just won't suffice. So on the top of this you can see the flow adjuster working. We just move it that way and it will impede or allow water at different flow rates through the actual filter casing itself to the impeller. And speaking of impellers, we have a little impeller under this cover, so we can actually access it, which is good. We've got this little cover, and then these are always quite tricky to get out. You need fingernails, and we've got it just about. Really tiny, basic, multi-directional impeller, which means when it starts up it spins either way, but it doesn't really matter because water will only go out that way. I imagine a stainless steel shaft which is fixed, so you can't remove it, but I doubt it will break, so it's not really an important thing. These little impellers don't tend to break. There's nothing, not enough forces really to break them. The only problem with these is they get clogged up with dirt and need regular maintenance, and then out the nozzle the water will go. So let's put it back together and we'll do some basic tests. Almost forgot to mention, it's also got 3 removable suction pads at the back so that you can stick it to the inside of your glass, and that's what we're going to be doing right now. I'm going to have a little listen to see how loud it is. Stick it in the corner here. You'll notice how thin it is. It actually fits perfectly into the corner glass. I'll just turn her on. There is a little bit of ambient noise in here anyway because it is my fish room, but we'll just see what happens. It's on. We can see flow. It's not massively powerful, but it's not loud either. In fact, other than the little bit of bubbles that came out when I started it, there's no noise whatsoever. That's very impressive. In fact, let's move these out of the way. Flow rate wise, that is a very gentle flow that even the shrimps don't really mind. Although I wouldn't, because of the size of the holes here in this slots, I would say baby shrimps might get sucked into it. But yeah, if you're not bothered about baby shrimps and you're not bothered, this is a very good pump for that kind of tank. Because if you remember with the spray bar on here as well, this would reduce the flow down to something very, very minor. And it wouldn't upset a Betta in any way. So that's impressive. I know I was taking the mick a little bit at the start, but to be fair, for what, £8, £7, it's very good. The air that just came out there is because I'm disturbing it slightly. And as you can see, I mean, it doesn't have a, well, I didn't see a minimum water level on it, but we're right near the top of the water here now. And it's still sucking air. I don't know how the heat dissipates, that's the thing. These pumps tend to generate a bit of heat, and if they're not under the water they can get quite warm, and some pumps rely on them being under the water to dissipate the heat they generate. So I can't guarantee you that this is how you could run one, but maybe you could. See, it's quite a lot noisier now, and that's where it stops being able to suck the water through. But certainly very, very good. Now, and I'm familiar with, when it comes to aquarium stuff, I've actually bought quite a few bits of Hidom things, and actually the main one of those is heaters. They do a great range of heaters, quite old school technology. It's very similar to this pump. In fact, this is a kind of pump that you'd have as the high-tech thing maybe 20 years ago. Same with air heaters. They're very basic, but they work, and they're very, very cheap, and that's why I've gone for them. Pretty much every fish tank in my fish room has a Hidom heater, and they've been running for at least 2 years, and none of them have ever broken. And I can assume it's a little bit like this filter. It has that trustiness, as it said on the box, and it's actually quite a reasonable little filter. It's not going to blow your socks off, and it certainly won't do 60 litres. But if you're looking for something for a small or nano tank, then this will certainly fit the bill, and I can imagine in a little Betta or shrimp tank this will be perfectly fine. It isn't loud and it isn't overly aggressive with the flow, so in my eyes it's perfect for those small tanks. So much for watching. I hope this video has been useful. If you have liked it, please remember to leave a like below, and also subscribe to my channel because I will be doing more videos like this. Once again, thanks for watching and happy fish keeping.